So y'all, remember in the end of episode 1 when Yolisa said that she felt like people weren't showing their true colors? Well, they definitely started to show them in episode 2. Unfortunately, she wasn't here to see it. Let's talk about it.
Roxiie says we're gonna talk about it.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Roxiie with Roxiie Says, and we're gonna talk about it. Today, we are here to review Love Island Season 7, Episode 2. This was a good episode because we're starting to see people's true colors, and I'm giving a lot of people the side eye. Okay, so let's get right into this review. But before we do, don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell because we are on our way to 36,000 subscribers. So help me get there, okay? Thank you so much. So let's get into this, all right? We pick up right where we left off with Ariana asking the Islanders who would like to get to know those bombshells a little better, okay? So all of the guys raised their hands except for Jeremiah. And Orlandria, she was struggling not to put her hand up. Did you see her? She was like she didn't know what she wanted to do. But out of all of the ladies, only Yolisa put her hand up, okay? So the only couple that stayed solid was Huda and Jeremiah. And I said, I love that for them. And at this point, I thought that these two were so cute. But child, we gonna get to it in just a bit, okay? So Ariana tells them to take their blindfolds off. And once Ariana leaves, they all start chatting about who possibly kissed who, okay? They're whispering and they're like, who said this? Who did this? They want to know the tea. But of course, no one wants to come out and say it at this point. But we do see Jeremiah and Huda. They pinky swear that they did not get up to kiss anyone, okay? Which is true. Neither of them got up to kiss anyone, but Huda did kiss someone, okay? So now we see the bombshells sending a text message to the Islanders that they would like to meet up with in the Hideaway. So Nick gets a text message from Sierra telling him to meet her there if the feeling is mutual, and then Shelly gets a text message from Charlie saying that although she didn't raise her hand, he's still requesting her presence in the Hideaway because he feels like there's some chemistry there. And Ace is looking like, damn, someone else is already trying to come for my boo. So as they're leaving, Austin tells us in his confessional that it is nice to know that Shelly didn't raise her hand, but this definitely caught him off guard. Meanwhile, Bella is telling Nicholas not to forget about her and not to have too much fun. Girl, what do you consider too much fun to be? I need to know, okay? Because you've been giving out pecks to everybody. That's your business. That's your business. I'm just saying, I hope that you're not expecting for him to go in there and not kiss anyone. Like, I just hope that that's not what you're expecting. We saw how he just tongued Orlandria down, okay? This boy wants to make out with people. He wants to make out with people. But in Nick's confessional, we see that he is very excited to be invited to the Hideaway. And child, when he gets to the Hideaway and he sees Sierra, he's even more excited, okay? So in the meantime, the other ladies are trying to find out who kissed who. Yolisa says that she knows that she was only kissed by a bombshell. I said, yeah, because don't nobody like you like that. And apparently production don't either because they sent your ass on home. They sent your ass home, but we gonna get to that. I'm getting ahead of myself, okay? And Huda is positive that she got kissed by Ace. So the ladies are all shocked to find out that Orlandria also kissed Ace, okay? Then they all share a little laugh about Charlie giving Bella a kiss on the cheek. They thought it was so cute. And thank you all in my last video for letting me know that the bombshells get to watch from behind the scenes. So that's how Charlie knew not to kiss her on the lips because, baby, I was confusion. I was confusion, all right? So Huda tells them that she didn't get up to kiss anyone because she wants to take things slow, but she, as well as some of the other ladies, think that Jeremiah doesn't believe her. Now, Huda did kiss Ace, but she did not get up to kiss Ace. That is a very important differentiation to make, okay? Meanwhile, the men are doing the same thing, still trying to figure it out. And Ace says, look, I know for sure that Bella didn't kiss me, okay? I got a couple kisses, but I know that it wasn't Bella. Duh, Ace. We all know that at this point. But could y'all imagine if Bella got up and just tongued Ace down out of nowhere? Child, I would gag. I would gag, okay? So Jeremiah is like, then who kissed you? Who kissed you? Okay? And through the process of elimination, Taylor says, well, honestly, it can only be my girl, Orlandria, or your girl, Huda. Now, we know that it was Orlandria and Huda never got up. But Ace is just sitting there laughing and smiling like a little evil genius. And Jeremiah's mind is now racing because he doesn't know if he should believe Huda or Ace, okay? And Ace is loving every second of this. every second. He's so messy. Ace is a little messy thing, okay? Clearly, his goal is to put doubt in Jeremiah's mind because he's also feeling Huda too. Remember, Ace kissed Huda, okay? So Jeremiah says that his gut believes Huda, but his brain doesn't. And Ace is still playing around to the point where Jeremiah starts getting upset and he's like, okay, bro, you got it. You got it, bro. He is definitely not happy and he's about to crash out over this, all right? So now we're back at the Hideaway and child Sierra clearly did not come to play. She invites Nicholas to go in the hot tub with her. And we know that Nicholas is the type who likes a lot of attention and affection and touching, okay? He said that in his little intro in episode 1. He doesn't feel like you like him or want him unless you're giving him that. Well, he is definitely gonna get a whole lot more of that from Sierra than from Bella, okay? So next up, Taylor and Olandria, they step off for a private conversation and she straight up tells him that she kissed Ace because this is just a game and she wants to explore a little bit. But she says that she doesn't like Ace like that because he has wandering eyes. Girl, apparently so do you. What the hell? Like, did you... How does he have wandering eyes and you don't after what you just did? So Olandria says that she feels a little shitty about what she did. And Taylor is just looking at her like, okay. But in his confessional, he does say that he appreciates that she owned up to it and he's not upset about it. Olandria, you see how you said it's just a game and you want to explore? Keep that same energy when Taylor does it. Keep that same energy. That's all I'm going to say, okay? But didn't you also say in the beginning that you wanted a nice Southern gentleman? Girl, Ace don't give that at all. Ace doesn't give that at all. So why would you jeopardize what you have with Taylor for Ace? I know that's the name of the game, but girl, do you really want a little gentleman? I think you want someone with a little more F-boy energy than Taylor is giving, okay? I will say that I do like the way that Taylor handled this conversation, though. He definitely got some good points with me, at least for now. We'll see, all right? So back at the Hideaway, we see Shelly and Charlie. They're bonding over music, and Nicholas and Sierra are bonding over their kiss and Avatar, and the conversation, it really flows. I will say that these two definitely seem like a better match than Nicholas and Bella. I mean, it is what it is, okay? I feel like Sierra can satisfy his crazy side that he said he has, and baby, when it is time for bed, they don't hold back. Sierra blindfolds him, and they start making out immediately. And Nicholas tells her that this moment with her has been so exciting and he feels like he can finally be himself. So Shelly and Charlie, they sleep together in the Hideaway, but they just sleep. There's no cuddling, there's no kissing, there's no touching. None of that. Okay, Shelly is not feeling Charlie. She's not feeling him. Meanwhile, back at the villa, Jeremiah is telling the guys that he sees that he's getting a little territorial and he needs to chill out. Yeah, you do need to chill out because you're letting Ace get in your head when Huda did not get up to kiss him. And Ace is trying to get him to think that Huda did. Jeremiah, wake up, baby, okay? So at this point, a bunch of side conversations are going on. We see Taylor tell Ace that he knows that Olandria kissed him because she told him. Then we see that Jeremiah is still asking Huda if she really stayed in her chair, and she says, we'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow. So he's like, wait, so you didn't stay in your chair? She's like, no, I did. I didn't get up to kiss anyone, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. So I guess she's waiting till tomorrow to tell him that Ace actually kissed her. So now you have two things to talk to him about tomorrow, right? Because you still haven't told him about your daughter. Okay, baby? So the next morning, we learned that Yulissa has left the villa. No explanation, no nothing. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, this is my first time watching Love Island. Is this how they just be plucking people up out the show? Like, I'm not mad at it because bye, Yulissa, bye. But is this the norm? Let me know in the comments, all right? So anyway, the guys are making breakfast and Olandria and Huda, they're discussing if Jeremiah's reaction was a bit too much since it's only been about 2 days, okay? And I said, yes, it's a bit too much. It's a bit too much with his lying and cheating behind. Maybe he doesn't trust Huda because he knows that he's untrustworthy himself. But Huda does finally tell Jeremiah that his little friend Ace is the one who kissed her, and he says that he heard it when it was happening. And I said that in my last review. When that kiss was happening, you can see it all on Jeremiah's face that he could hear that she was kissing someone, okay? So Jeremiah tells her that he appreciates her telling him, and it's a bit hard for him trying to balance showing that he cares, but also not coming off as overprotective, okay? So he asks her to tell him if he's ever doing too much. Sir, I'm gonna need you to have enough self-awareness to also know that you're doing too much too. Okay, didn't you say, right? Didn't you say that you're looking for a woman with emotional intelligence? And in my last review, didn't I say that you better have some your damn self? Huh? Okay. Well, right now, you're not giving that. Okay, you're giving possessive, you're giving toxic. You're showing the signs. You're showing the signs, okay? But even with that said, for the most part, this couple seems to be the most solid and the most connected. And we're going to see why in just a second. It's all going to make sense, okay? So we're back in the Hideaway, and Shelly and Charlie, they have a very friendly vibe and conversation, but Shelly is clearly not into Charlie, okay? She's being sweet, she's being cute as her usual, but she's not into this man. She's not feeling him like that, at least in my opinion, from what I can see, okay? And back at the villa, her little boo thing, Austin, is super nervous about the night that she had in the Hideaway. Boy, bye. You don't really care like that, and that's all going to be confirmed later, okay? But for now, Taylor serves as Austin's voice of reason, and he tells him, look, we're all here for the same thing. We're here to explore, and at the end of the day, what's gonna be is gonna be, okay? Just enjoy the experience. And Austin said that he's still gonna hold off on exploring his other options until he meets back up and has a conversation with Shelly. Now, as far as Sierra and Nicholas are concerned, he tells Sierra that he's gonna have to have a very tough conversation with Bella when he gets back. Are we surprised? No, we are not surprised, okay? And Sierra's like, yeah, you should have a conversation with her. You owe it to yourself, but there's no need to rush. There's no need to rush. It's all good. So back at the villa, Bella says that she's trusting that Nicholas will tell her everything that happened, and he's going to let her know his true feelings. And if he's no longer feeling her, she says that she's ready to see what the other bombshell is giving. I said, I know that's right. And just like clockwork, the bombshells arrive with Shelly and Nicholas in tow. So Bella is immediately attracted to Charlie, and Ace is immediately attracted to Sierra. And I think that she's going to be attracted to Ace as well, okay? So the Islanders, they give the bombshells a very warm welcome, and then they ask for all the details about what happened last night in the Hideaway. So Charlie tells the guys that he picked Shelly because her kiss was absolutely amazing, but nothing at all went down. They just talked for the most part and went to bed, okay? Child, Nick tells the guys that Sierra blindfolded him and they were making out. This boy is as happy as can be, okay? But he knows that the conversation that he's gonna have to have with Bella is hella hard. But it's very obvious that he's about to dump Bella for Sierra, okay? So meanwhile, Sierra is telling the ladies that she had a time and the vibes were great with Nick. And she also says that they shared a little smooch. Baby, Bella was not pleased. Bella was not pleased to hear that, girl. I don't know what you expected coming on this show. Like I said this in my first review. Why is she even here? Okay, I don't know what you expected coming on this show, thinking that your match wouldn't possibly be kissing someone else. Hello, Bella. Hello, Bella. Okay, but Sierra keeps it cute. I definitely expected her to come in with a bit more aggressive energy, like, yeah, I blindfolded and kissed your man, so what? So what? Because that's the energy that she gave in her little intro video, okay? But she didn't. She kept it cute. She kept it demure, all right? So now Bella is waiting to see if Nick is going to be honest and tell her that him and Sierra actually made out, all right? So next we see Austin and Shelly. They're finally reunited, and he asks her how the night went with Charlie, and she pretty much tells him that nothing happened, and she still likes the connection that she has with him. But she's still willing to get to know other people, okay? Shelly is making it clear, I am keeping my options open, as she should. But Austin lets Shelly know that he was happy to know that she didn't raise her hand, and it made him feel really good, all right? So next, we see Ace and Sierra. They step aside for a little side chat, and I said, oh boy. Here we go. Here we go. They're already flirting and talking about traveling and the books that they like. And in Ace's confessional, he says that he's single and he's looking for love. And I'm like, so y'all really not going to tell us why y'all just plucked Yulisa out of here like that? Did y'all see her little N-word video? Is that what happened? We need information, okay? So child, next we see Charlie. He's going to speak with Bella. And I do love this for Bella because we all know that Nick is about to dump her for Sierra. And then maybe in the future, Sierra is going to dump Nick for Ace. Okay, I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm just predicting. So Bella loves Charlie's accent and his conversation. And we see Nick watching from across the room being nosy. And I'm like, boy, what you being nosy for? You was just blindfolded and making out in the bed with Sierra, okay? You don't need to worry about what they got going on. And after that conversation, he's still asking the other guys for advice on who to choose. Sir, man up and just be with Sierra. We all know that that's what you want, okay? But he does say that he feels like Sierra is more into him than Bella is, but he also loves to chase a woman who isn't into him like that. Child, Nick is a mess. Nick is a mess, okay? So next we see Sierra. She's chatting with Taylor, and he says that he's attracted and he wants to see where it goes. He tells her that his parents have been married for 28 years, and seeing that lets him know that it's possible for anyone. Now, we all know that a long marriage doesn't equal a happy marriage or a good marriage, but that's another story for another day, okay? So we see Ace. He pulls Shelly aside and he lets her know that he doesn't care whose toes he needs to step on. He wants to pursue her. And he tells her that he knew the moment that she kissed him at the bonfire. And she's like, oh my God, how did you know? And he was like, actually, I didn't know. You just told on yourself. That was so cute to me. But he does say that it's cool for them to both explore. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, okay? So everyone goes upstairs to get dressed. And while the ladies are in their little makeup room, Jeremiah comes in to tell Huda something. I didn't know what the hell he said because this man is always whispering. It gets on my damn nerves. But the ladies were like, oh my God, he's so whipped for you. And they think it's the cutest thing. Child, I don't, because I see the red flags with Jeremiah. I see them, okay? So next we see Nicholas finally take Bella aside, and he tells her that a lot happened in the Hideaway, and he says that Sierra kissed him, and it was a good kiss, and they cuddled and all of that. But he came here to explore, and it doesn't change the fact that Bella is still his type. He just says everything happened oh so fast, okay? And child, Bella is like, wow, that's crazy. Oh my gosh. Is it though, Bella? Is it crazy? Baby, you on the wrong show. This is my first time watching the show, and I know you're on the wrong show, okay? I can understand if he came back and said, you know, they slept together, but a kiss, Bella, go home. Go home, Bella, go home. But he does tell Bella that his mind is split between both her and Sierra. And in Bella's confessional, she says that she's disappointed but not surprised, and she just wishes that he would have waited a little bit longer because now she no longer feels secure in what they have, okay? Child, so next we see Charlie. He takes Shelly aside and he tells her that he loves her vibe and he's trying to get another kiss. And when he said that, did y'all see Shelly's face? She was like, she was being polite, but I'm telling y'all, Shelly is not feeling Charlie. She lets him down easy with the, well, we can see where the night takes us. You know, we can see where it goes. And child, Charlie can't take a hint. And he says, well, the stars are saying that we should kiss. And baby, the kiss that she gave Charlie, like 2 little pecks, like, okay, those were shut up kisses. She did not want to kiss that man. We have seen her kiss a man that she wants to kiss. We saw how she kissed Austin. We saw how she kissed Ace. She does not want to kiss Charlie. She is not feeling Charlie like that, okay? So next we see Sierra take Jeremiah aside for a conversation. And as they're walking, Huda walks by and she smiles at them, kind of like a, I'm watching you, okay? Don't embarrass me. Don't piss me off. But Huda doesn't only walk by once. She actually walks by again, and then she takes a seat very close to these two, okay? And when she did that, I was like, oh, it's making sense now. So y'all are both territorial and possessive. I get it. Okay, this is gonna be a hot ass mess. So Jeremiah and Sierra are chatting about family and nature and his zodiac sign. Jeremiah is a Taurus, by the way, but you can tell that he was like afraid to even have a conversation with this girl. He's barely making eye contact. He's giving her very short answers. I get what Huda was doing, right? Trying to stay close to see what he's doing. But girl, wouldn't you want to know what your man does when you're not around, right? That's what you want to know, girl, not what he does when you're sitting in the same room, okay? So when Sierra asks Jeremiah about his current connection with Huda, he says, look, I got very lucky, okay? And we're definitely the closest amongst all of the other couples. But baby, these two don't even get to finish their conversation before Huda walks by and she's like, hey baby, can I pull you aside for a little chat? Yo, these two are both a mess. They are both a mess, okay? They're showing all of the signs of a toxic ass relationship. And I'm already afraid for the both of them. I'm afraid, okay? I'm afraid. So when they sit down, she asks Jeremiah, well, how did the conversation go? Girl, he wasn't finished with the conversation. You yanked him up out of the conversation. He wasn't done. And he says, look, it was cool, but I was only getting to know her as a friend. And Huda says, yeah, well, we're not closed off or anything, so it's fine. It doesn't matter, okay? You know, you're fine. Well, you acting like y'all are closed off. The both of y'all are acting like y'all are closed off, honestly. So Jeremiah asks her, well, why did you have to sit right there? She says, I wanted to make sure that you could see me. And he says, oh, you're insane. You're insane. But he clearly loves it because he relates to it. He relates to that energy. That's why these two are vibing so well, because they both toxic AF, okay? So next we see Sierra pull Shelly aside to chat, and Shelly tells her that she has 3 guys that she's into: Austin, Ace, and Charlie. Girl, bye. You only want Ace. Stop it, okay? Stop it, Shelly. I love me some Shelly, but we know that you only want Ace, girl. So now Sierra is coming to Shelly as a friend, okay? But I really think that what she was doing in this conversation was trying to pick Shelly's brain to see how close she really is to Ace, because I think that she wants Ace for herself. Even if he's not her first pick, I do feel like Sierra wants to keep Ace tucked as her strong second, okay? You get what I'm saying? So Taylor gets a text message summoning everyone to the fire pit immediately, and when they get there, Sierra gets a text message telling her that it is now time for both her and Charlie to couple up. Child, everyone is nervous and everyone is looking around like, oh boy, what's about to go down? So the Islanders must decide if they're happy in their current relationships or if they want to couple up with one of the bombshells. So Nick gets a text message stating that if either him or Bella want to partner with one of the bombshells, get up and go to the fire pit. And do you think that Nick got up? Of course he did. Of course he did. And baby, he got up quickly. He got up with urgency. Everyone was shocked. And Bella ain't happy about it. She dusted off her shoulders and she wiped her hands clean of him, okay? Child, then Shelly gets a text message telling her that it's time for her and Austin to make their decision. Now, I knew that Shelly wasn't going to get up for Charlie. She's not feeling Charlie like that. But child, Austin got up and he stood by the fire pit. Shelly don't give a damn because we know she don't want you. She wants Ace, okay? But I definitely was not surprised to see Austin get up because I feel like he's been faking it with Shelly the entire time, all right? So when it's Huda and Jeremiah's turn, Jeremiah pump fakes like he's about to get up, but of course he doesn't. Neither of them do. And now AC Pooh gets a text message to join the others at the fire pit since he is now a single man, all right? So next up is Alondria and Taylor, and baby, Taylor gets up and everyone is shocked, but I'm not mad at him because Alondria kissed Ace. She said it's just a game, right? She said she wants to explore. If I was Taylor, I would have gotten my ass up too. Okay? Did she think that she could make out with Ace and then Taylor was just going to sit on the sidelines and play around with his cowboy hat? No, ma'am. Okay? You want to explore? He's going to explore too. And child, Alondria gives him a round of applause, okay? But she's clearly mad. She is clearly mad. And even when Huda says, oh my God, I hate this for y'all. I want better for y'all. Alondria's like, you don't even got to play like that. It's fine. We're not upset. We're not upset. And Huda was like, oh, I didn't say you were. I was just, Alondria was like, look, you can show support, but it's cool. We're not upset. Okay. We can have a nice little chat about it later. I said, Alondria, girl. Now look, you're clearly upset. You're frustrated. And that's understandable. But Huda, not too much, baby. I know that you think that your relationship is the strongest and the best, but baby, y'all are both toxic as hell, and you still have some very important information that you haven't disclosed with Jeremiah, and we don't know how he's gonna react to that information, so not too much, okay? And I said, girl, you better not get on Alondria's bad side because she just might share that information with Jeremiah for you. Okay, I'm just saying, keep it cute. Anyway, since no girl stood up for Charlie, he remains single and he is told to sit down. And when he does, him and Shelly share a very awkward look. It's almost as if he was looking like, girl, why didn't you stand up for me? Because she don't like you, sir. She doesn't like you, okay? So we have Austin, Ace, Taylor, and Nicholas standing aside Sierra. And when Sierra gets her text message telling her to decide who she wants to couple up with, Jeremiah sits up excitedly and he rubs his hands together like, okay, I can't wait to see who she picks. And baby, did y'all see the look that Huda gave to him? Oh my God, it was like the look of death. She looked at him like, what the hell are you so excited for? Oh my gosh, I got chills when she looked at him like that. Anyway, Sierra ends up picking Nick. And I said, wow, because I did think that she might have picked Ace, okay? But now Ace, Austin, and Taylor are told to sit down. And when Taylor sits down next to Alondria, child, she moves over in her seat so that she doesn't have to be close to him. Girl, why are you mad? It's just a game. It's just a game, right? I find it very funny, right, that Alondria was able to call out Jeremiah's behavior for being a bit jealous and scary and overprotective. Granted, Alondria wasn't doing as much as Jeremiah, but girl, you given little tastes of jealousy as well. So I find it funny that you were able to recognize that in Jeremiah, but not recognize it in what you're doing right now, okay? So now we see that Bella, Ace, and Charlie are now single and vulnerable, and all of the ladies are being very supportive of Bella because they feel bad that Nick left her high and dry. And in all honesty, I think that if she gets voted off, how does this work? Do they vote people off? But if Bella goes home, I think it'll be for the best. I don't think that this show is for her. I said that in my first review as well. But let me know all of your thoughts and all of your predictions. How do you feel about the vibe between Jeremiah and Huda? How do you feel about, do you think that Shelly likes Charlie? I don't see it at all. Let me know all of your thoughts and predictions. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. We are so close to 36,000 subscribers, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye!
Roxiie says we're gonna talk about it.